moved to Los Angeles after graduating from Brown University, and this is my first real chapter of building my post-grad life from scratch, from my job to my apartment, my hobbies, my friends, and really just creating systems that allow me to navigate this chaos and ground me in the process. Living in Los Angeles for I think 8 months now has forced me to restructure my life all over again. However, there's definitely a few adjustments that I've made now to my life that have really allowed me to have a positive post-grad experience. One of the first adjustments I've made is having a strong 5 to 9 / social life. And I hear and I get all the time, oh, Arissa here outside. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm not moving to a new and expensive city and I'm gonna be depressed. That's just not happening. It's not happening. I definitely think having a 5 to 9 / social life was a balance of continuing what I was doing at Brown and also pieces of information and advice that was told me via coworkers. A lot of people were telling me, you have to have an outlet. They weren't joking. Like, you have to have an outlet, and I think that's just a non-negotiable with any 9 to 5. Now being post-grad, outlets aren't just like, oh, I do this for fun, like this is a fun hobby. Some outlets is like, this is a necessity. You need to have an outlet that allows you to be grounded within your mental, emotional, your spiritual, because 9 to 5s at times can be so demanding. And I think as someone who works at the beauty industry, a common phrase that we say all the time is like, we're selling makeup, we're not doctors, we're not saving lives. And I agree, like, babe, I'm not a doctor. We're not saving lives. Like, we are literally just selling makeup. Like, we should not be this stressed out. For people that I was talking to, going to the gym is a necessity. Going to Pilates, well, everyone does Pilates here, so like that's a necessity for all LA folks. But in December, when I like got myself afloat, I started taking pole dancing classes and gymnastics classes. I think gymnastics and pole dancing kind of just taught me the importance of like getting over mental blocks, embracing your inner child, learning to let go. All of the things like these instructors teach you to do with these moves can be applied to my life. And I was just like, this is a little too symbolic, a little too spiritual. But I think it was a necessity I needed. I do think both helped me navigate like properly September to December. September to December, I was definitely not in this headspace that I'm at now. With my schedule at work, it's like a mix of like hybrid, so days that I'm in office versus being remote. And it really does depend on business needs. So your week changes. And I think for me as someone who is like a planner, a type A girl, if you shall, it kind of just messed with my mind. Like, oh my God, I don't have any ounce of stability. So I think December really just kind of getting a little bit of the hang of like my job. The more and more I talked to people and the more and more I did things, I was like, okay, let's experiment, let's put myself out there and let's do some hobbies. The flip side with like talking about having a social life, I think this is where my Brown experience comes in. With being at Brown, I was definitely like very out there with my friends. I think I was at like a lot of events, especially within the Black community. And it was like, I know I'm someone who needs community. I need people in my life. I need to socialize. And I didn't want to give that up because I was going to a new city. Building community and finding people your age, understand your struggles and have shared experiences is so important. But I need people that allow me to feel seen in these shared experiences, and I want to do that same thing for others too. Like, we're all in this together. We're all 22, 23, 24. We don't know what we're doing. And I think it's so important to ground yourself in community that allows you to feel sane for feeling all of these overwhelming and mixed emotions. And on the positive side too, like, we're in LA and let's turn up. We are in our 20s. We're young. We have jobs. We're in LA. It's really important for you to like look up events and different things and different activities that you could do in the new city you're going to. Don't get sucked into this whole feeling of like, I'm gonna be alone in a new city that I've never been before. Keep yourself on your toes and definitely keep yourself in the momentum of like, this is gonna be scary, but it's gonna be fun. And definitely find new things that you could do. The majority of Brown alums are in New York. So like, there's not a lot of us here in LA. When I figured out like the nightlife here and events to go to, I just started randomly talking to people. I forced myself to put myself out there, going on like Bumble Friends and meeting a lot of my girlfriends that I talk to now. Like, some of these interactions were great. Some of them were terrible. I was like, I'm never gonna see your ass again. And I think as someone who has been grounded and blessed enough to have just enough close and intimate friends, it's easier to figure out and navigate what type of friends I wanted here. But I think it was important to establish community here, and community may look different from what it is now compared to Brown, and that's fine. Again, it was just really important for me to build community and carry on the legacies and things that I did at Brown, that I knew this is who I am, this is what I need. Just because my life looks different now than in college and I have different priorities doesn't mean you don't have the opportunity to have fun, have a good time, still get to learn and know more about yourself. So that was definitely the first thing. Second adjustment I made was having boundaries. I think I've learned now, being post-grad, as a Black woman, you need to have Boundaries. Like, boundaries are a non-negotiable in general. Like, everyone needs to have boundaries, for Black women especially, or just other minorities. And when you're meeting people from different walks of life and things like that, you absolutely need to have boundaries. Boundaries teach other people how to deal with you. The more and more you implement boundaries, the more and more people will become receptive to them. And you need to teach people the importance of like what it is like to be your friend. Boundaries teach people the importance of who you are, what you will and won't allow. You need to make sure you're straight before you want to give your energy to people. And I think it's important to give grace within boundaries, especially when they're new boundaries. It's going to take time. I think a lot of my friends were looking at me crazy within like September, December, and I was like, guys, like I'm not FaceTiming nobody. I'm not talking to nobody. Let me breathe. Like, please. I can't tell you how many times I'm canceling on friends or telling my friends, like, can we do it next week? Can we do it next week? Can we do it next week? And I think a lot of my friends have become receptive to it because they're the same way. You realize a lot of people are dealing with like chaotic schedules as well. This time doesn't work for me either. Or like I was about to cancel too. And I'm like, well, great, sister, look at that. When someone cancels, 4 hours feel bad. Now I'm like, I have my whole day to myself. As extroverted as I am, I'm also someone that likes being alone. You really want to be mindful of like how much time you dedicate for others and how much time you dedicate for yourself. It was definitely very important for me to be extra communicative to my friends, co-workers, whatever the case may be. Like, I can do this, I can't do that, and really working towards a common ground. Like, let me know what I can do instead. Let's move it to this day, whatever the case may be. But I need to protect myself first before I can take care or protect anybody else. You need to be mindful of how often and frequently you do it and making sure you are communicating and setting other availability, whatever the case may be. But having boundaries has become a non-negotiable for me because I'm like, I can't, I won't, I shall not. There's nothing you could do about it. And then the last adjustment that I made is really talking to my mentors. Now, talking to my friends and building community here is one thing because it's like, oh, this is shared experience. It's one thing to be in your 20s navigating post-grad and navigating just growing up and all of the chaos and da-da-da-da. But I think it's another thing to have mentors, people who are older than you, who've done it before, and they can advise you. And it's that layer of comfort coming from someone who's been through it before, and it just makes you feel less alone. You may feel like, oh, the world's out to get you, and you may feel so deeply and heavily sad or upset or anxious in this experience that you're going through. Your mentor really just grounds you and allows you to think, I've gone through this too. So many people who go through this as well. You will get through this. This too shall pass. A lot of my mentors have allowed me to think a little bit more critically. I like people that allow me to change my thinking, like go beyond what I'm saying. Another thing to have mentors that sometimes challenge you within your experiences because it's like, you think you're 23, 24, you know it all, you've seen it all. And it's like, no, you don't. The shift that I've made within, again, September to December, because that was a different period of my life, to like who I am now, especially like post-April, are 2 different Arissas. Within 8 months alone, I feel like I have grown a lot, which is insane. A lot of people have said it. I agree 1000%. I can't just like say and give thanks to just myself for that growth. It came from other people and it truly came from my mentors as well. I definitely have a lot of mentors. Like I have mentors from Brown, my internship, at my job now. Like I do have a lot of mentors. As someone who's been extremely independent my entire life, I do think having mentors is just another way to have like a parent figure in your life. As much as I'm someone who gives advice, I know when to take advice, especially when it's coming from my elders. Let me clarify, because if it's coming from someone in my same age, you don't know anything either. So definitely those have been like the 3 things that I've made and adjustments that I've made to my life now. That learning this post-grad experience and just how it's closely tied to just adulthood and growing up. It's not something that you arrive at. It's definitely something that you slowly learn to be flexible to, adjust to, and live inside. And really this is like your oyster to create the life you want. Giving myself an opportunity to be like, what do you want your life to be? What do you want your life to look like? Definitely the hardest truth about post-grad is it's what you make of it. It's the same thing with college. And I wanted to make sure that, of course, I'm not making my post-grad life in the most perfect way possible, but allowing myself to document my experiences, positive and negative, through content, through talking to other people, through journaling and so many things, and really just making the most of it. Like, okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have challenging experiences. It's okay to take time to learn about yourself, what's your likes and dislikes, and this is what it's for. Post-grad experience has been so chaotic, so challenging. I can't stress that enough. Just blessed to have the opportunity to build this life that I did from scratch. I'm gonna keep building, I'm gonna keep growing, and I'm gonna keep sharing out these tips. I hope you guys loved the video, enjoyed all of the tips and advice. I'd love to do more videos like this. I will see y'all next time. Bye. Take 32. We're not got this. All I have Y'all hear that? Interrupted me talking. You gotta go. You gotta go, girl. You gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. I'll start that over. Social life versus... Oh my God. The first one was really good.